everybody, hello and welcome. We're carrying on today with the Edith Holden ephemera. I'm still on the same signature. I don't know what I've been doing. I seem to have been making lots of ephemera and still have some of those pages from that last signature. I've got that one, which was a carryover from the signature before, which I can't bring myself to cut into. And these two pages, which are great. They've got beautiful text on the back, which is why I'm hanging on to those. But today I've sort of jumped ahead a little bit. I've taken one of my templates. If you've got the Tim Holtz chapter 3, then in one of them, in the specimen one, he's got a file folder, a little file folder in his. And I intend later on in this video to show you that one and how that works. But for the moment, I'm just going to, let's put that in there. I'm just going to use mine. Now this is from a set of templates. I won't mention this again because otherwise it sounds like a blinking selly-telly thing. I have a set of templates. They are available on my Etsy shop, Miss Paint a Lot. I think they're £1.85 and you get quite a few. If you want them, I find them handy. If you've got all the Tim Holtz chapter 3, you probably don't need them at all. But, they're cheap and cheerful and they're there for you if you want them. So what I've done is I've used this one, which is the large file folder, and I've placed it onto my page, which looked like that. And I've just drawn around it and cut around it, so I'm left with this. There we go. So these are excellent remnants for the masterboard. So this is what I've got. I'm going to ink around it, and then tomorrow I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to get some. I'm just going to, no I'm not. I was going to knock the corners off there, but I'm not going to. Yeah, tomorrow I'm hoping that on the live I'll be doing some decorating of some of the ephemera. I know I said I wouldn't, but I can't help myself. I honestly just can't help myself. All this beautiful ephemera, and some of it I know would look absolutely smashing with bits of lace and ribbon and stuff on. So I'll just select a few pieces and I'll decorate them during the live. They'll just go back in the box just to be, I'm not taking them out. I'm not using them myself for an Edith journal because I'm not doing one. I have done many Edith journals and they're all a joy to make because you're using such lovely things. Well, the update on the sick bay department, Mr. F. I don't think much has changed today. I think he's pretty as he was yesterday. He can move around, although he does look fairly decrepit. And he obviously can't lift anything, or I wouldn't dream of letting him sort of carry anything. He can carry a coffee cup. So, that's something, isn't it? And we serve our dinner in the kitchen and then bring it through to the living room, and he can carry his dinner through. So, all is not lost yet. I think he'll be okay. Just needs rest and painkillers. But he's got that. So, unfortunately, before Christmas, there was a big cricket tournament on, and we videoed all the matches. So he's got that to keep himself amused. So he's doing okay. He's obviously in pain, but he's bearing it well. And we've had no more of that collapsing incident that we had the other day, which is good. Right, so I've inked around there. So I want that to be the front, so I'm going to fold it that way, like that. So let's just fold it in half. There we go, and crease that in. And ink around just that bottom line there. So that's a nice little file folder there, I think. And you can put something on there should you want to. I just want to show you what I want to do with it, just quickly, really. You know, it's a quick fix. I'm just wondering if that would have looked nicer that way. But those butterflies look like they're flying downwards. No, I'm going to stick with the way I had it. I like it like that. That's nice. I like these purple, they're orchids, it said on the thing. So yeah, I like those. Right, what I've done is I've looked at two craft envelopes. These are your regular 7 1/4 by 5 1/4, and they fit 7 by 5 cards, which are fairly sort of ubiquitous card size here. And there's just 2 of them. They come in a pack from Hobbycraft or the Range or somewhere like that, with the cards as well that you can fold up and put them in. I just want to seal this down. It's the first thing I want to do. And then we'll see where we go from there. I'm just going to go around there as well. That needs sticking down. Whoops, it's a bit wonky. So just stick that down. You can lick it if you want to. These days of COVID, I'm not for licking anything. Not when glue does the job perfectly well. So I hope you're all doing all right yourselves, and you are eagerly awaiting the new year, which is only a few hours away. It seems ridiculous, doesn't it? Time passes so quickly, especially when you get old, I think. The years just flash past. They really do. So what I'm going to do is, you see that envelope just fits inside there. It's just, you'd think it was made for it. It wasn't, but you'd think it was. And I'm going to make a little accordion inside it. So I'm going to bring that up to about 1/4 inch below the top and just make a little mark about 1/8 inch up from the bottom. So that's that. That's going to be my template. So I'm going to cut that there. Right. I can't remember which one was the template now. Let's see. Yeah, that one. Okay, so I'm going to cut the other envelope and the remaining piece of that envelope to the same size. So I'm just going to hold it like that. Put it in my timmy. Make sure it's nice and square. And trim that off. There we are, so there's 2 that should be the same height. And then this one, I'm just going to do the same thing too. I'm going to hold my template. Make sure it's nice and square. Yeah, and then get that in the right place, which I think is there. And hopefully at the end all these are gonna be the same size. That's the hope. Well, it's actually, if I said warm here, you'd get the wrong impression. Mild, I think, is the word for it in winter. It's not freezing at all. It's well above freezing point. But it's, once again, one of those really grey, horrible days. Right, so there's my 4 pieces. And they're all going to fit inside there. But I would quite like to ink around them and then make a thumb notch in them. So I'll ink around one so you can, I mean, like as if you didn't know how to ink something. But you don't have to be you don't have to do the bottom, as that's not visible. but just the sides and the top more particularly. It doesn't show up terribly on this craft paper, but it does a little bit, does enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry on inking around all of those because that's just boring. So I'm going to do that, and I'm also going to sew around here, right around it. Okay, so I'll be back when I've done that. There we go. I have sewn around the file folder, inked all the envelopes. Oh, what I wanted to do was put a thumb notch in them. Let's see if I can find the appropriate tool. There we go, this one. Right. I don't know, I think that won't go through all of them, so I'm not even going to try because it's just going to break them. So I'm just checking that I've got the tops at the top. There we go. And I'm going to make a mark that's pretty central. So that's 5 1/4, so a little over 2 1/2 is about there. So that's going to be the centre of my thumb hole. I'll do my best to get that right. About there, about there. Oh wow, didn't even want to go through 2. I'm glad I didn't try 4. Okay, let's just do this one by one because I'm going to break my thing otherwise. So tops together like that, and then I'm just going to put this in so I can see where to cut it and be guided by that last cut mark. Excellent, and just one more to go. That's the top, that's the top, lovely. I'm not so sure that is centre, but it is what it is by this stage. There we go, right, so that's, it just all jumped out all over me. There we go, right, so I've got these and I now want to just ink around those little thumb notches which I forgot to ink around. Well, I didn't have the thumb notches to ink around. There we go. So I need to remember, if I'm going to do this again, to do the thumb notches before you ink. It's probably quicker. There we go, lovely. So what I'm going to do is take one of these first, just the one, and put some glue right round the thumb notch along the top to about half an inch, good half an inch before the edge, and then same on the other side. Like that. Make sure it's nicely stuck down the middle, and take your next one and place it on top. Sometimes it's just easier just to pick them up so you know you've got them level on the ground. Not the ground, my media mat. You could do it on the ground, but you'd have to be jumping up and down, that's no good. So give that a good press into place. And then we're just going to carry on doing the same thing. I'll just check that yeah, I think that's fine. So same here, go around the, oh look at that, we've got some splodgy glue there. Around the thumb notch, because you want that to stick together. Then along the top to about half an inch from the side. Same on the other side. And then just loosely fill that in with a bit of glue. I'm just going to put quite a line down there so it's definitely going to stick. Let's pick that up and put this piece level with it. Yep. Wouldn't say my thumb notches line up perfectly, but hody-hody. Lovely. So we've just got one more to go. and that's a nice side. It hasn't got any, hasn't got the envelope on it. So is that. And I'm going to put one, not with the gubbins of the envelope. Not that you'll see it, it's just me being silly, really. Let's see where the thumb notches match up best, that side. So let's do that then. So you've got the hang of it now. Round the thumb notch to 1/2 inch, down 1/2 inch. There we go. So it's not difficult in any way, shape or form. Hold it up, straighten it up together. There we go. Oops, I'm not sure that one's quite straight. That's fine. There we go. So we've got our little accordion made. And now we want to add it to the... I'm just going to ink along that there. Not that you need to. It's just going to help you see where I'm placing this. So it just wants to be up a little bit from the bottom. Not much. I'd say that's exactly 1/8 of an inch. That's plenty. So let's put glue all over this piece. So it's going to stick solidly. I think it's quite a nice thing to do this with these file folders, and many other things you can do with them, many, some of which I hope to show you, and some I'm sure you've got ideas yourself what you'd like to do. Right, so let's place that down, like just where we said, 1/8 of an inch up from the bottom and fairly central with your edges, which is about there. Yeah, give that a good press down. Lovely, and now we're going to put the glue on this side. Oh, I was quiet there, wasn't I? Don't know what I was thinking about, but I was miles away. There we are, and we're just going to fold this over, fold it together like that, so it lands in the right place. Press it down, give it a good firm press. Of course, there's lots of things that you can do, with this bit. You can put words on them, numbers on them. You can, in this case it's cream, so you can stamp on it if you want to. Now this probably won't open fully because it's not, I don't want to force it to open, but let's have a look and see what we got. It'll open more fully than that. Not much more fully, that's about it. And you see you've got this lovely little accordion, isn't it gorgeous? And you can literally keep things in there, bits of ephemera, bus tickets, whatever. So it's just a nice use of a little file folder, I think, which of course can be decorated further. So let's put that to one side, happy with that. Now, I did say to you that as well as my templates, if you had the chapter 3, you could use that. So let's get the chapter 3 file folder out. I had it out, here it is. So this is, oh no, that's the coin envelope. I need to get my Gemini MIDI out as well, because it won't go through the teeny tiny Timmy. And here it is. That's the file folder. It's out of the set called Specimen, which is the set I was using yesterday with a tab top and lots of other things. So Let's just put that to one side a second till we work out which page we're going to use. Okay, well that's just gorgeous, isn't it? I mean, you couldn't ask for anything nicer than that. What's on the back? Ooh, text. The only thing wrong with text is it's okay from one side but upside down on the other. I mean, that's true of all of them, but some of the pictures you can get away with a bit better. I think I'm going to use this one. About there. Yeah, I think that's quite nice. Yeah, I'm going to use that. I might have to chop a bit off. I don't think that'll go through the Gemini MIDI. Let's have a look. No, I'm going to have to chop a bit off. So where did I want it? There. So I'll chop it off about there and about there, and that should be okay. So sorry MIDI, I'm going to have to move you again because I've got to get the Jolly Green Giant out. Okay, so these are just approximate lines, so don't have to worry too much, but do keep them. They come in for the collage, the masterboard at the end. I don't think I've got enough out of these to create a masterboard. I'm going to have to wait till I do another chapter, I think, another signature. Right, now's the time to come out, Gemini. Get yourself stuck to there. Lovely. And get my plate, which is here. Put that down there. This I want just catching that bird, like so. I can't really get this on an angle, so it's just going to have to go straight through. I think that's that. Okay, so let's wind that through. It is easier if you've got a clear space around you. There we go. Not half as convenient as the tiny Timmy, but look at the job it makes. It does a cracking job. It's beautiful. So that's the file folder out of the specimen set from chapter 3. Don't throw that out. It's just too lovely to throw out. And here we have our file folder. So the first thing you can see is it's smaller, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be big. I'll put that there, but it is going away directly I've finished this video, otherwise it'll never see the light of day again. So yeah, you can see it's considerably smaller, but that's, as I say, that's fine. So I'm going to ink around that. It's got a fold line in it there, a score mark. Look at the gorgeous text on the back. So yeah, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to ink around here and then I'm going to stitch around it. So I'll see you in a sec. Okay, so that's the Timmy chapter 3, the file folder from the specimen set. That was the one we did earlier. I'll just set that to one side. Now, the envelopes that I used in this one are just too large. I mean, you can see it's just too wide. So I've looked at some of my DL envelopes, and I'll give you the measurements for those in a second. They are 8 3/4 by touch over 4 1/4. They're what we call in this country DL, and they fit just. They just fit in there. There's just the width of the stitching sort of thing as a margin, but that's fine. That's okay. So once again, I'm going to glue these down. And we'll just make a slightly looser accordion, I think, in this one. There we go. Yuck, glue everywhere, glue. There we are, and same with the other one. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Now we need to see how deep we need them. So the actual die comes with a place that it suggests you fold it, but it's not central. And I like that look, you know, that this side's a bit further down than that. But for this particular thing that I'm doing, I want them to be equal. So I'm going to override the suggested fold and put my own in at halfway. So that's there like that. Just give that a little burnish down. There we are. So how high do I want these to be? Come down about a quarter, good quarter, and up about an eighth from the bottom. So that's there. That's what I want them to be. So let's see how much that is, if it's any meaningful measurement that we can copy. Oh, well, yeah, I can do it at 2.5. 2.5 is good. And use the other closed up end. Which leaves us with this bit of envelope. And I can assure you I'm going to think of something to do with that. I mean, you could just glue along the bottom, couldn't you? Make a pocket. So that might be an idea. 2.5. And the other end, 2.5. There we go. So that's those. And once again, I'm going to ink around them all. Not the bottom bit, the bit that's closed, just the top. Before I do that, however, I'm going to remember what I did last time, which was forget to put the thumb notch in. So that is just over 4 1/4, so 2 1/8 should be the centre. Let's see how accurate I can get that. I think that's better. I don't want a very deep thumb notch in these because the whole thing's not very big. It's spraying me with all the offcuts. So I'm just lining that up inside. And hopefully they'll be in a line. Well, I'm now wearing all of those offcuts. Let's get them off me. There we go. It's most of them right. So let's have a look and see if these line up. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good. So I'm just going to ink around all of those and I'll be back to you when I'm done that. Right, so I've inked around all of those and the next thing to do is join them together. So I don't want these to be quite as tight as this one. I mean, these are great and you get things in and they don't fall out. That's the joy of them. But you can have them where they spread open a bit more. So let's have a go with aiming for that. So I'm just going to go round the thumb notch, just like that, and then down the centre, like that, and join this one onto there. Make sure they're the same height. And the same thing, just round the thumb notch, down the centre. See, it's easy peasy, isn't it? I mean, it's really easy peasy, but quite effective. I like the look of it when it's done. So that's level. Let's just press that down. And here's our last one. So you've got it by now. That's that. There we go. Got a bit of splotchy glueness going on. Too much glue. There we go. So that should not be stuck together. Yeah, like that. Look, it's fabulous. Don't open it like that until it's dried. I'm just going to ink that again for the same reason as last time, so you can see where I'm going. So that's my line, and I'm very tight for space widthwise, but the line of stitching is exactly where the envelopes come to, so that'll keep me on the straight and narrow bit. So it's going to go there. So let's stick that down, and I'm going to stick that entirely so that it's got a good base. So, the new year, all our New Year's resolutions, my goodness. Oh dear, yes, I want to lose weight, blah, blah, blah. I think my New Year's resolutions are just the same every single year, and largely they go around. I'm going to eat sensibly, I'm going to exercise a lot, I'm going to lose weight. You know, it's the same, isn't it? It's the same every year. So, you know, maybe this year I won't bother, because it seems like it never happens. So, it would be good if it did one year. I could certainly do with losing weight. That would be a good thing. And I could do with exercising more. Couldn't we all? Maybe I'm speaking out of turn, but I certainly could, put it that way. Just the thought of exercise. Oh, even the thought of a little walk, it's too much. I'd rather just sit down. I'd rather be crafting. But last year at this time, well, last year on New Year's Day, I came up with a word that I wanted to be my kind of byword for the year, and the word was pressure. More exactly, no pressure, because that year 2021 I'd felt a bit pressurized to be like a bit of a hamster on a wheel and keep going and keep producing things and having different content for you to enjoy, etc. So I just said no pressure, I'm going to do what I want to do, and this year I pretty much have done what I want to do. Look at that, it's not lovely? See now why we ink them. They look so much better inked, don't they? So, yeah, that's that. I think that's just, yeah, that's it. That's it open now. So it opens a good lot more than the craft one. But things are more liable to fall out of there. But it looks better. So, you know, make your mind up where you want to do your gluing and what sort of overall look you're going for. But that's from my template, that's from the Timmy Specimen template. I think they both have their uses, etc. And I like them. I like them both. So they can go in the box, in the basket. Now, I did say I was left with these two pieces, And I don't really want to be throwing these out, you know, because if I leave them, I'll forget about them and they just won't get used. So I've got this piece of paper. It's gorgeous. I don't know whether to use the print side, the picture side, or the text. Oh my goodness, I love the text. That's the thing. Am I down? Is this my last page? It's my last page apart from my beautiful little bird that's going to live to fight another day. So I'll use this page. So I think I want to catch this blue flower, which is called Evergreen Alkanet. There you go. Bet you didn't know that. And I think I want it there so I can catch all of that blue flower up a little bit, maybe. Yeah, there. So I'm going to kind of draw around it. I'm going to attempt to draw around it anyway. So I'm just using this as a template. And then at the end of it, hopefully, we should have a pocket that we can stick into the book using the back of the envelope. Waste not, want not. So if I can get that yellow butterfly in, that one, and these flowers, that would be good, wouldn't it? Yeah. Let's do that then. There we go. That's fine there, I think. I haven't got any text in it, so if it's not quite square, it's not quite gonna matter. It's amazing what you can get out of remnants. Let's call them remnants. Yeah, I think they look nice actually, and I'm just going to cut them. I'm going to cut them on the inside of the line that I've just drawn. Just marginally, not massively, just marginally inside. See if I can get these something like straight. You guys who know me know I can't cut straight. I just can't. It's a bit of an encumbrance when you're a paper crafter, really, but got to live with it and work around it. Well, I've managed to get the fire on today. It's not usually my job. It's usually Mr. F's job, and he's very good at it. But obviously he can't carry coal and rake fires out and stuff like that. I mean, no one's expecting him to. But I'm not used to doing the fire, so it just takes me ages to do it. I do it in stages. With a sit down in between. So yeah, I'm normally very, very spoiled. So we've got some good remnant pieces here to go in a collage. And what do you know, my little bird still exists. I'm going to have to do something with him, but he's just too nice. So I'm keeping these bits for my collage. Let's see if these bits are the right size or not. They may be just a little large. No, I don't think they're bad actually at all. Wowza. Okay, let's ink around those, stitch around them, get them stuck on. I was going to put a thumb hole in, but I don't think I will because I'll lose some of that blue flower. I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to ink the other one, stitch around them both, and then I'll join you again. Okay guys, so I have inked, I've sewn around them, I've inked around my bit of my envelope that is, we're not wasting, we are not wasting it. So in order to make it into a pocket, it'd be a good idea to glue along the bottom. Otherwise, whatever we put in is going to come flying out, and it would be a belly band, which is quite amusing. I don't know why that's amusing, it just is. But I don't want them to be belly bands. I want them to be pockets, so I'm gluing the bottom. There we go, perfect. Lovely. Oops, lots of glue. My media board could do with a wash again. No, it's not that bad yet. I'll get another week out of it. Next thing to do is stick these on. Now this butterfly unfortunately looks like it's upside down, but it's not. It's flying that way, so just have to put up with it. So this is going right over the whole pocket piece. Which is a good use, I think, of those 2 little bits of envelope that we had left. Far better than chucking them out. Because we don't do that with Edith. Even the tiniest little scrap can be used. Right, let's get that on top of there. Top of there. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit to trim off, but we'll see. My cutting might have been more exact than I'm giving myself credit for. Let's have a look. Yeah, there is a teeny tiny bit. I'm actually okay with it. I mean, it's just half and nothing really, to be honest. So yeah, I'm alright with that one. And this one. Look at that beautiful text that we're covering up, but oh, it's talking about vipers. Saw 2 live vipers. Oh yeah, well, I'm pleased to be covering that up then. I don't want to see 2 live vipers, thank you. I don't even want the word, so I'm going to cover it up. Pretend that it never happened. I know in certain parts of the world, in most other parts of the world to be honest, you do have a lot of venomous snakes that can really, well, kill you actually, I suppose. And we have nothing like that here. We have these vipers that she's talking about that we call adders colloquially. And we do, well, we don't have them round here, strangely enough. But where I grew up, which is not a million miles away, we had loads over there. So far they haven't found it over the fells to us, and you know, long may that last. That's great. So when we used to go walking over on the other side of the fell, we did used to come across adders. Not frequently, fortunately, otherwise I wouldn't have been there. But yeah, infrequently we'd see them. Right, so that's our 2 little pockets done. I'm just going to have to give that a minute to glue. Glue itself shut. So there we have it, little pocket. You can put a little journaling card in, tag, whatever, and you can decorate that up if you so wish. So let's just go around the edges. I've forgotten to flatten my stitches down, which is why it's been a pain. But there we are. So 2 little pockets, ripe for decoration. So what have we done today? That's what we've done today. We made the big file folder, which was from my template kit. We used the craft envelopes to make almost a little purse, really. It's really nice. And then we used the Timmy file folder from the chapter 3, the specimen die set. And that opens up like that. That's lovely. And then with the 2 sort of remainder pieces from the envelopes of that, we made 2 pockets. And they will stick down into your journal, and then you can pop what you want to in the top. So there we have it. We haven't done badly today. We've done some interesting things. Ripe for decoration. And if you want to see me decorate some of the pieces in the basket, let's bring the basket out. Everybody likes seeing the basket, me included. Let's take the die sets out. So yeah, here's our basket. Look at it. Look at all the goodies in there. There's loads. There's loads actually. And we've only done 3 signatures. And these are all the little bits that I cut out. So there's lots of little bits to amuse us. And they just live in there because I know I'd lose them if I kept kept them separate. So we'll put these in there, in the basket. There we have it. Basket's getting fuller and fuller. So I'll see you tomorrow. You guys that are new to the channel, every Sunday at 4 o'clock UK time, you're going to have to Google it for what time that is with you, I'm afraid. I do a live stream, and it's great because I know virtually everybody on there. And when I say I know them, I've never met these people, but they are my friends. They've come to be my friends over the time. And the time we get together is a Sunday afternoon, and the live chat is, there's lots of it. And I just craft away kind of in the background, really. So I look forward to seeing you, if you can make it, tomorrow for the live stream. Do come on and say that you're there so we can all say hello to you. And yeah, I'll be decorating some pieces of Edith because I just can't help myself. See you soon. Bye.